Welcome meeting to the ICN press conference in front of our U.S. Capitol building. We are all running for the U.S. House of Representatives. My name is Paul Burton. I am a candidate for Arizona's 4th U.S. Congressional District, and I am chairman of ICN, and I am very proud to welcome these 11 people that have come from all over the country, as far west as California, from New York, from Georgia, from everywhere. We are here to identify the problem that is our current U.S. House of Representatives that is broken, and that has broken our trust and the trust of the American citizens. We have a plan coming together as people that are as far right as myself, that are a little further on the left, that we are coming together to come to this House and fix the machine that they've built that does not serve you or me. It serves themselves, and it serves power, and it serves money, not the intended use of our founders for this august building behind us, or for the purpose of serving our citizens. And so you're going to hear today from multiple people that have different perspectives, that all come with a single agreement that they have failed us. And we are all working together to solve the problem and bring the people's house back to the people and out of the hands of those that are powerful and elite. And to that end, I want to introduce our Vice Chairman, Lauren Collin, out of California, and he's going to address a few things on how we're going to go about doing this. And then each person here will speak briefly and explain who they are, why they're running, and why they're a part of this organization that is growing and growing. And as of right now, I believe we have 19 members. We have 12 present here, and we keep adding them on a regular basis. So with that, Mr. Collin.
Thank you for gathering here today with us. We're very excited to introduce the Independent Candidate Network. My name is Lauren Collin. I am the only independent nonpartisan candidate running in California's 34th Congressional District to represent Los Angeles. What's most exciting to be here with these 12 people from ICN and the other 7 who've already joined who can't be here today is we represent America. It is a diversity of views. It is people from all over the country. We represent suburban, urban, and rural areas. This is the diversity that is the strength of the United States of America. Why have we come together? What do we all see as our common cause? We see a system that works exactly as expected, that the two-party system works for the two parties and for the elites and for those who are connected. What we aim to do is to take apart that two-party system and insert, perhaps for the first time ever, the people, you and me. The way we are going to do this is by electing enough independent candidates, 5 to 15, to stop both Republicans and Democrats from ever achieving a majority in the House of Representatives again. First, we're going to do it in 26 in the House. Then in 28, we're going to build on what we're doing in the House and take it to the U.S. Senate. And come 2030, we're going to build on that and what we've done nationally, we're going to go local. And we're going to make sure that from the school board to city councils to the state legislature and back here at the Capitol, that there is never again going to be one party rule and that the people will rule. Our dream is to wake up on November 4th, 2026, the day after the election, to something like 210 Democrats, 210 Republicans, and 15 true independents from across the political spectrum and across the country. When we do that, that means on January 3rd, 2027, when it's time for the House of Representatives to open again, by choosing a speaker, one of two things is going to happen. Either the Democrats and Republicans will choose a speaker that has a D or an R next to their name, and they will be exposed for the uniparty that many have claimed they are. And we will know that they are in fact working for one group, and that is not you and me and the people. The other option is that the hyper-partisanship is real. We will find out. And they will have to choose between these 5 and 15 independents to be speaker. But either way, this group and all the other independents running across the country have won our first major battle. We have ended the hyper-partisanship, and that is when we can start to make the House work again. How are we going to do that? Well, we imagine that the House returns to regular order, something that has not happened since 1994, when Newt Gingrich took over as Speaker and instituted what has commonly been referred to as the dictatorship of the Speaker. All legislation passes through one person's hands, and it didn't matter if that Speaker had a D or an R appended to their name, it all has been working the same way, not through committees and by one person's rule. And that is not what the intention of the House was. So we return to regular order. We bring debate and decorum back to the House floor. We introduce single subject bills. No more continuing resolutions. No more omnibus bills. We pass all 13 appropriations bills on time by September 30th. We ban all stock trading. Everyone here is pledged to make sure that as members of the House, we will get all the rest of the House to never take or to never buy and trade stock, and to apply term limits to the House. That is our pledge. Functionally, when we take over, we envision that every single committee and subcommittee will be split evenly between Democrats and Republicans, and these independents here will be the tiebreakers that have brought regular order and debate back to the House, something that has not happened in 32 years. When we do this, it is the first step to taking our country back. Arguably, giving the power to the people for the first time ever. We are excited to all be here to fix the people's house. Thank you for your time, and now I'm going to introduce Karen Ortiz from New York's 12th Congressional District. Karen.
Thank you, Lauren. Good afternoon. My name is Karen Ortiz, and I am running for Congress in New York's 12th District, and I am a proud independent, and I'm a proud Independent Candidate Network board member. A year ago, I could have never foreseen that I would be standing here with these other incredible patriots, with the nation's capital as our backdrop, to tell you why, despite the turbulent news cycle, every single one of you should have hope for our country and our future. I don't think that any of us up here, except for Paul Burton, who is a true visionary, could have envisioned this day. We, the Independent Candidate Network members, were strangers to one another up until a few months ago. We exist in different communities, rural, urban, suburban, in towns and cities all across the United States. We all have different backgrounds and life experiences. We're a mix of boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, and Gen Zers. We represent the beautiful diversity of this country. And every single ICN member has their own unique story about what brought them to this moment. ICN's Vice Chair, Lauren Collin, who you just heard from, has described our individual journeys as quixotic treks. That's an apt characterization of my personal story, which I'll share a little bit with you now. My journey to this moment started nearly 30 years ago, at a point which our youngest ICN member wasn't even born. My journey started when a man named Bob Cook came into my life. Bob was a Florida native, a Vietnam veteran who had also served in Desert Storm, and he was also my stepfather. He was my mom's devoted companion and a bonus dad to me after I lost my own father in 1998. Bob and I could talk about anything: politics, money, Frank Sinatra, his service in the U.S. Army, and just about every other topic in between. Our conversations always amused my mother. She would tell me that the way Bob and I got along was surprising to her. And her observation made sense because Bob leaned right and I leaned left. Very right and very left. Yet oddly, we were a safe space for each other. While we didn't share a heck of a lot ideologically, we did share a deep respect for our Constitution and earnest, thoughtful debate. And we both resented the two-party system that has evolved into a uniparty. Sadly, Bob died in December 2023 from service-related cancer. Even though he did not live long enough to witness our country approaching its 250th anniversary, I know he would be proud of me and my ICN brethren as we all rise to meet this moment in this very fraught timeline. I carry the spirit of my relationship with Bob into this moment and this movement. This country deserves public servants who respect its constituents, who put service over any political party, and this country deserves humble public servants, ready, willing, and able to do the work together for the American people. These are those public servants. Our mission is urgent and patriotic. We will end the hyper-partisanship destroying the United States and set us on a path to good governance. And we will fix the people's house. Thank you.
My name's Rustin Crovance. I'm running for 3rd Congressional District. The question I got for you is why? Why do we keep voting the two parties in? Every time we vote one in, the other one just sits there and points the finger at the other. It's a back and forth method. We never get a solution really out of anything we do. So the point that this INC is that we're all going to come together. We're going to work together so that way we don't have the division that's been created by the two-party system. There's got to be options, and the majority of us here get along with most of the ideas that are presented, and there are a handful that don't. We got to start somewhere, and being independents, being local, a lot of us, in your areas, we're trying so hard to, we the people, I collect a paycheck. I collect a paycheck like everybody else, and I look at what the boomers got compared to what I got, and I look at millennials. What are they going to get? What's the leftovers that's there for them? What are my kids going to get? What's the paycheck that they're going to collect? That's the questions to ask. At what point are we going to address deficit? There's so many things that are going to go on that aren't being addressed that just because of division. And if you really think about it, the whole system's made up of division. You'll never get them to get along on any issue. And here we are right now getting along, and media didn't even show up. Think about that. People that are actually getting along, wanting to come up with solutions to the problems that we have in our country from all walks of life, and the media didn't show up because that's not the part that division is what sells. Solutions don't. That's the problem with government. And I'm here to fight that.
Hello, I'm so grateful to be here with the Independent Candidates Network. My name is Nadia Milleron. I am an independent candidate from Massachusetts' 1st District, and we are here. We are not waiting for the Republicans and Democrats to fix themselves and actually represent the interests and needs of human beings in our country. We are doing it ourselves. And if we can deny the majority to either Republicans and Democrats, we can get a lot done in the House. For example, there is a possibility of having term limits according to the rules of the House. We could potentially limit the amount of time that representatives stay in their job. My incumbent representative has been there since before the fall of the Berlin Wall, 38 years. That is obscene, and he is completely purchased and bought by huge international corporations, and he serves those interests. He does not serve the interests of people with Social Security. In fact, as head of the Ways and Means Committee, people have come to him over and over and saying, can you please bring Social Security up to the standard of living of today? They're not asking for extra money, they're asking for money to survive. And he ignores those pleas. So we are not going to ignore people's pleas, despite our differences, despite our different points of view and places we come from in the country. We are able to talk with each other and work out these issues for the benefit and necessary circumstances of all the human beings in our country. Also, in terms of bills, right now we have these massive bills, Omnibus, the Military Authorization Act, and everything gets thrown in there. For example, we got safety legislation passed to make sure that the Boeing planes were safe, and then Boeing got an exemption. They couldn't throw it in the omnibus bill. We saw what they were doing. Citizens were there. Families who had lost people on these planes were there. But then they threw it in the Military Authorization Act without even bringing it to a vote on the floor of the House, just put it right in the bill before it passed the Senate. So it's those kind of shenanigans that are blocking justice and what the people deserve in terms of their government. And we are united despite our political differences and our differences about solutions. We are united in the process that the House has to function in order to pass legislation for the good of the people. And so with that, we move forward. We will win our seats. We will be the first independents and change the political dynamic in our country. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. My name is Joseph Lehman. I'm a libertarian running for Congress representing Oregon's 5th Congressional District, and I'm honored to be the first secretary of the Independent Candidate Network. This strategic coalition was formed with one plan in mind, and that is to fix the people's house. Currently, the Democrats and Republicans only work together on one thing, and that's to make everyday Americans' lives harder, and we're here to put an end to that. And us working together so well from all different walks of the political spectrum is a testament to the fact that they could have been working together this whole time to produce real solutions that help everyday Americans, but they refuse to and instead are controlled by foreign interests, corporate interests, and the wealthy in this nation. And I'm honored to be a part of this organization, and I look forward to it growing. And thank you for your time.
I'm Jay Bowman. I am running for Congress in the Congressional District 6 of Kentucky. I don't introduce myself very well, but when I'm out on the streets gathering petition signatures, I walk up to somebody and say, I'm a small businessman who goes crazy. And they say, what do you mean you've gone crazy? I said, I'm running for Congress. And they always take a step back and say, you're right, you are crazy. Why would you do that? And I tell them, because George Washington warned us. He said that parties would divide the nation, that they would cripple Congress, and that they would just spend us into oblivion. And that's exactly what they're doing. Now, I'm not alone. There's a whole group here standing out in the cold and the rain that want to talk to you and say, hey, we mean what we're talking about. We're here to do something about it. We care about you. I've talked with every single one of these people. They're not doing this for themselves. They're not doing it to be famous. They're not doing it to make money. They're doing it for you. And that's a big deal. And that's why I decided to join this coalition. And they're forming from all around the country, from every corner of it. And they're sending a message, just like my people in Lexington, Kentucky, named after the spot where the first shot of the revolution was fired, the opening salvo that started all of this. Send an independent to Congress. And we want you to cherish our vote, hold our vote close to your heart. Our families died and fought for that vote, and we're giving it to you. And for God's sakes, Congress, do your job. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Steve Hill. I'm a candidate for the 37th Congressional District in Los Angeles. I'd like to state that I am a patriot. My family has a tradition of public service to this nation. It dates back to slavery. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. I'm a retired peace officer, and for the last 20 years, I've been appraising real estate in Los Angeles County. I'm here to declare one thing. Our government and our justice systems are broken. We need a change. I am not a Democrat or Republican. I am not red or blue. I am not a Blood or a Crip. I have no gang affiliation. We need independent, free-thinking people applying common sense and logic to our government at this time. And I would like to quickly say this to Governor Newsom of California. Before you become president of the United States, if you could please fix the corruption in the state of California. You should look into the Keith Porter murder and the arrest of Steve Hill. Thank you for these revolutionaries behind me. Have a nice day. And to the media that didn't show up, I guess you're all going over the Epstein files, but we need your help. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rob Rush-Ruskowski, and I'm running for U.S. Congress in Georgia's 14th District that was formerly held by Marjorie Taylor Greene. She stepped down recently, and it's a special election. And like these people behind me, I'm fed up with everything that's going on in that building over here. I'm actually on the ballot, and early voting has already started in my district, and my election day is next Tuesday, so they know. I could be the first one of the independents in this coalition to be elected, and I hope that that is the case. I'm honored to stand here today with the Independent Candidate Network, a movement that represents something this country desperately needs: courage outside the two-party system. Back on the morning of June 14th, which was the first No King's Day protest, I woke up from a dream. It wasn't about power, it wasn't about politics. It was about a simple and clear thing, that I needed to run, and by me running, I would meet the people that I was meant to meet, and the people I needed to find would find me. And I couldn't believe it. A month ago, I received a call from this new organization, and it gave me so much hope, because I'll tell you, I really felt pretty isolated at the time. I'm an independent who's put his own money, time, and heart into this campaign. And when I was contacted by the Independent Candidate Network, by the organizer, the founder here, he told me something. I told him the truth. I told him that I was low on money. I had poured so much of my own resources into this race, and that I was struggling. And he said something to me that hit me harder than he'll ever know. He said, "We've got your back." Hearing that from someone had my back meant everything to me, because when you run outside the two-party system, it often feels like the system is designed to stab you in the back. Ballot access hurdles, fundraising walls, media blackouts, structural barriers. It can feel very isolating. But that moment confirmed something to me. My dream was right. There are others out there. You're listening right now. Millions of others. And others and that's why we're here today, all of us. The Declaration of Independence said, when any form of government becomes destructive of the people's rights, it's the right of the people to alter or abolish it. That doesn't mean violence. It means responsibility. It means stepping up. It means refusing to accept a political system that no longer represents the American people. To those watching who feel alone, who feel like neither party speaks for them anymore, you're not crazy. If neither party speaks for you anymore, you're not crazy. You're not isolated. You're not alone. There are millions of us, millions who believe we deserve accountable leadership, millions who are tired of corporate capture, millions who want power restored to the people, not concentrated in party elites. Millions who want the American dream back. Alone, one independent candidate may struggle. I have been there. Together, a network of independents across this country can transform American politics. This is urgent. Our system is strained. Trust is collapsing. Americans are losing faith not in democracy itself, but in the narrow version we've been handed. We can change that, but only if we stand together. If you believe in returning power to the people, if you believe in reforming a corrupted system, if you believe we deserve more than two choices controlled by the same forces, I invite you to join us at rushcongress.com and the independentcandidatenetwork.com. More importantly, we need you to step up wherever you are. I'm just an average guy. My biggest fear before I got into this was public speaking. I said I wasn't going to be fearful of public speaking anymore, and that I needed to do everything I could possibly do to bring back the power to the people in this country. You have that power yourself. If I can do it, you can do it. You need to join us. Run for office, get involved in your local communities, speak up, because the people we need to find are out there, and they're ready to find us. I'm Rob Rush, and we've got your back.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sandeep Dixit. I'm running for Congress from Ohio's District 13 as an independent. Americans are the most hardworking and honest people in the world, and they expect the same from their representatives. Unfortunately, candidates from both parties are delivering just broken promises. Both parties are pushing the extremes of their ideologies, ignoring majority of the Americans, leaving them stranded in their daily lives. In leadership for many decades, both parties have enacted policies that have resulted in just top 7 corporations today worth $25 trillion, while hardworking Americans, small businesses are struggling and getting fewer and fewer opportunities every day. Most of the bills in Congress today are written by lobbyists. I am running for the race to fix the broken political system. I stand for reasonable governance, independent oversight, and policies that benefit all of us, such as investment in public AI infrastructure and jobs, requiring top Magnificent 7 corporations to invest in local job training, healthcare transparency in pricing and coverage, and most important, protecting civil liberties for all. I'm proud to be part of Independent Candidate Network, a coalition of independent candidates ready to bring reason and balance to Congress, and most importantly, impose the much needed rationality on both the parties. American people deserve better. You deserve better. You deserve candidates that represent you and not the lobbyists, corporations, or political bosses and their whips. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, is it too? Oh, I think it's fine. Hi everyone, my name is Adonis Huslin, and I'm running as an independent candidate in Utah's 3rd Congressional District for the United States House of Representatives. I'm running on a core set of policies that I believe will help make the lives of American citizens more prosperous. I believe in affordability. With housing, in my home state, the average home price of all homes is over $500,000. For the youth, it's unachievable. The American dream is unachievable. And grocery prices are skyrocketing. We have people here in America who are using credit cards, services like Klarna to buy now, pay later for groceries. And that's unacceptable in this country, the world's most powerful and richest country to ever exist. We need to provide a robust safety net for people of Utah and the United States of America. When it comes to healthcare, I believe in a universal healthcare system like every other developed country has, but we don't. With jobs in AI, we need to create jobs and protect and regulate the development of AI. And when it comes to corruption, I mean, we've all seen the corruption in this country. What can I say about it? The protection of the Epstein class from both parties. When it comes to immigration, in my opinion, I think we need to abolish ICE. They're not like our local police, and they're killing our citizens on our own soil. We need to implement a wealth tax so the billionaires who are being protected by both Republicans and Democrats can pay their fair share and give back to our society. And we can't have war. We're seeing all the money being spent on these foreign wars now in Iran, when we could be using that money here back home to help our own citizens thrive, not just survive. We need to end the fraud and censorship in our social media platforms.
they're trying to get rid of Section 230, which is pretty much the First Amendment for online speech. And when it comes to our American history, we're seeing the tearing down of the East Wing of the White House to build a golden billionaire ballroom for the Epstein class to go and party with the president. And that's just sick, because they need to be thinking about the people. And that's why I support the Independent Candidates Network, because they found the core problem that both Democrats and Republicans don't work to serve the people. I want to act as a public servant, and they're acting like corporate servants. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Christopher Ajloni, and I'm an Arizona Independent Party candidate for U.S. House in District 1. My dad is from Detroit. My mom is from Cedar Rapids, and my great-grandmother was from Nazareth, Palestine. I'm running a unique campaign, fully grassroots and fully committed to representing Arizona interests and American interests here in Washington, D.C. next year. But independent candidates here need help from people all across the country. Sign ballot petitions and volunteer. I don't want your money because I know you need it. I want your attention because we want to build something for all of us, with all of us. There was a Gallup poll the other day that said 45% of Americans are registered as independent. If you are one of those people, you matter, and we need your help. Get out and do something for your community and for yourself. Service, true service, is fun. It's enjoyable, and it's better than binge watching. Yesterday, I took a lift with my new friend Maxwell. He was taking me home, and he had an American flag in his visor. I complimented him on it, and I told him I'm running for Congress as an independent. He sort of laughed at me, and he said he was an independent too. Maxwell said, "Man, the parties just think they're the country." And then he said something that I haven't stopped thinking about since last night. He said, a party is part of the country. It can't be above the country. It's not a political theory, it's just common sense. Somewhere along our way, we let party become bigger than the country. We let money become bigger than votes, bigger than the Constitution, bigger than truth, bigger than people. And we can feel it. You can feel it. When leaders say things like, we struck Iran from a defensive posture based on exquisite intelligence. You hear that and you think, what does that even mean? Do they not remember that we lived through preemptive strikes and WMDs in Iraq? Do they think we forgot? Do they think that Americans forgot the scrolling faces of our brave men and women on PBS every night? We didn't forget. There's always an unlimited budget for another war. They can always run through another advertisement campaign. And there's never a solution to corruption. Never a solution to occupation. Another blank check asking for donations, another escalation that could cost us billions, a ceasefire that is anything but. And here's the part that really annoys me. For years, this administration has accused everyone else of fraud and waste. And they were partially right. And then they got into power and engaged in absurd levels of it themselves. In my district alone, Open Secrets projects that $40 million will be spent this election cycle between Democrats and Republicans. And that's dirty money. 10 out of 11 members of Arizona's congressional delegation have taken hundreds of thousands of dollars. 3 have taken multi-millions of dollars in AIPAC money. That's not left, that's not right, that's just wrong. America is weak when it's corrupt, not because our enemies are strong, but because we hollow ourselves out. Corruption erodes trust. And when people stop trusting their government, that's when our country starts to fail. Maxwell, my Lyft driver, wasn't angry at America last night. He even told me when people are disrespecting the flag, it gets him upset. Maxwell was mad for Americans. He was tired for America. And that's what I hear everywhere now. People are tired of being told to pick a team while both teams forget who they work for the second they arrive in this sacred place. This country doesn't belong to a party. It belongs to the people who are just trying to live their lives. If a party is only a part, then it ought to serve the whole. That's our standard, country over party. Thank you all for being here. I know it's cold, and we really appreciate it.
Before turning it over to Paul for final words, I just wanted to share something that's really incredible, and also kind of our secondary action is how difficult it is to get on the ballot as an independent. And it varies from state to state. In California, it's fairly easy. In Georgia, where Mr. Rob Ruszkowski is running, it's nearly impossible, and it varies for all of us. What we need is not just an independent movement of candidates to get us into Congress, but we need an independent movement for ballot access all across the country. And along with ballot access being easy for anybody who wants to run, and removing the parties from the state apparatus of elections, we need to make all voting affirmative, automatic, and easy. It is our sacred right, and our one civic duty is to express our voice. And we need to be able to have our voices heard loud, and we need to be able to easily select those voices that will come to Congress to best represent us. And so as you hear from all these independents today, know not just that they got on the ballot, but the struggle that they had to overcome just to have the opportunity to represent you. And for the first time in American history, you have a group, and a growing group, of independents to be an option. And what it will take from you voters is have the courage to get into that voting booth and follow through. When you know things are wrong, you can do the same thing over and over again. As my good friend Steve Hill says, that's just insanity. So let's stop the insanity. And when you see that you have an independent on the ballot that reflects your values, reflects your views, and is here to speak for you, have the courage to do what's best for yourself and vote for that independent. Thank you.
When we started this press conference, I had an entire thing set, and then I looked around at the faces that were around me. And I had to take a moment to rethink, because we have in this group some fascinating human beings that have taken everything on in their lives and reordered and reshuffled in order to represent the people of their districts, the people of this country. And I want to commend you for the sacrifice, each one of you. Of all people, I understand the need for sacrifice to get things done. But not everyone knows how to go about it. No. Well, and then we get assistants, and vice chairmen that are giving us directions. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to make here is that each one of us comes with a different set of understanding that comes from different educational backgrounds, different social backgrounds. One of our members pointed out that she didn't really understand the rural side of things. She comes from New York. She's going to travel to the districts of other candidates that are running, help them with their campaigns, assist them in their process, and learn while she's there of the perspectives that she doesn't know. When we as a team come together, and we're in the halls of that august building behind me, and we start passing legislation, one subject bill at a time, in order to get things accomplished for you, our neighbors, you'll be able to trust that it's done for your ends, not ours. Above all, I know that for Lauren and myself as chair and vice chair of this organization, we want to thank each of these people and all those that will see this that are joining us or have joined us. And by all means, if you are a candidate running for office as an independent or a third party, reach out to us. As Rush said, we've got your back. You're not alone anymore. None of us are going to sign on with a Republican or a Democrat. We are here to serve our constituents. And above all, in Independent Candidate Network, we're here to serve each other, to help each other, And when we disagree, which we do it with respect, because we all know that each of us is coming from the right place. And what more can we ask from our lawmakers than to come from a correct place of heart and thought? And I want to congratulate every one of you, and I cannot wait to serve with each of you.